Well.
I like the girls with their nails done.
How in the hell are you? Called Cyberpunk. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Another nice day, and the 8th day of the Snowman Day of the 4th day of the 2025 year. It's your favorite audio addiction on the video platform. We're here on Spreaker, Spracker, Chipotle, Cowpote, Cow Shit, Jeffro, whatever you want to call me here in the great state of Minnesota. It is the land of 10,000 lakes plus a couple. Man, I hate incompetency. Way out to Mungwood for a JOB and call them up. Where are you? Last time out here, Mungwood. They bring me back to the shop and they tell you, I said, no. Do it tomorrow. I said, next time, call me. By the calls for other things, by many effed off to things apart today and scoot around the outskirts. Work is work. 38 bones an hour, I guess. The auto show is next week. Do some videos. I'm going to take the GoPro 10 with me. But welcome to commercial, music-free, sponsor-free, not e-begging. I mean, I have music in the background. I don't just sit there and play music for breaks. Well, if I have to go potty or the phone rings or something going on with Sue Ellen, I will put you in music mode. Maybe we'll call one of the lead haters. We're going to talk about the Sarasota Tim haters and the coward of the county. Old Man Nation, dirty, deleting, and then some trow coming along with Faceless Troll Beach Boat Adventures. You have no voice when you don't show your face. Just like the troll that likes to troll. Repeat what I want to say. But listen to views. Because it's BlindViews. That's the way he hears it. Now he's saying he's visually impaired. We thought you were blind. But what do I always say? My friend who I worked with at International Hair Goods. Just remember, cowboy. It is not a lie, just as long as you believe it to be the truth. He used to lecture me all the time, and I'd piss and moan about politicians, and people tell one thing or another. Never ask a question when you know the answer to it, because you're not going to like the answer, because you know it will be a bold-faced lie. Silver Ice Rockstar Zero. 31 years marriage. Tonight's Taco Tuesday. Tomorrow night she wants to have pizza. It's weird to go around the block without Chloe Dog and walk around. Miss her dearly. She's such a good dog. Cocoa Bananas loving all the love and the treats and biscuits. Just me and her on the trail in the morning. Oh, I speak to you on the download. We know who they are, who they protect your freedoms to speak and trail along. And one was supposed to end all wars, but then Hitler, the brown shirts, and it's amazing how I have to explain to people about what brown shirts are. Grown-ass men. We'll go into it. It goes right into Eyes of Glory here. Yeah. We speak of Eyes of Glory, the military men of the armed forces and the men and women in blue. And they do have balls the size of basketballs. And oh yes, they do have ovaries the size of oak trees. Repeat that, troll in the room. I dare you to put that in there. He's the stalker of this voice who serves the military with his mouth and his money and his time and appreciation for their service. When they stormed those beaches and snapped the necks to Crouch and they freed the Jews, but we sent back a whole bunch. When they tried to escape it, they landed on the New York shores to be slaughtered in cold blood by the brown shirts. Put up a new song on behalf of BlindViews, Minister of Propaganda. Doesn't listen to Sarasota, but puts out a video bitching about him today. I listened to part of it, you know. Hall passing off to Life of Vibe, the mistress, Sarasota Tim. Forgotten War, Vietnam, Afghani War, Desert Storm. Yeah, Vietnam, 50,000 plus. For what I have no idea. Up in the sky, out at sea, in the jungles. Bring back the MIAs. Who are they? They're the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant National Coast Guard. They're not in uniform. We thank you so much for the services. Fine country. Without you, we have little nothing at all. Don't like a cop. You simply call a crackhead. That's all you gotta do. They'll come get you. Would you shower in the shower at Penn State? I would not shower in the shower. I wonder if BlindViews were in the shower at Penn State. I would not shower. Start burning the Catholic churches. World War outer space. We start burning churches to the ground. Crime scenes. Start speaking for our children for once in this country, in this world, instead of monetizing them for other behaviors. Public hangings every noon, sponsored by Home Depot or Lowe's. That's all we got to do. Gallows in 50 states. Clean out our jail cells. Make good choices in your life. You are who you are. We have a convicted felon in the White House, adjudicated rapist, being told what to do by a convicted felon. You are who you run with in life. My dad told me I don't run with the poor people. I want people with money and have a good life. You don't like two men having consensual sex. I get it. You can't watch two women. You can't watch Smashing Gash. You're watching gay sex. Two women smashing gash and squealing. To me, if I had my own adult website, it'd be called Smashing Gash. No cranks allowed. So be it. Consensual. It's a day as long. Call up Savage and say, hey, what about you and Tina? No, get somebody else. Maybe get Life of Vibe. Morning. Whatever, but anyways. Put a condom on when you're having that fun, filthy, hair pulling, spitting, spanking, meaningless, mindless, wet, filthy, dirty sex. Prevent AIDS or herpes or gonorrhea in your penis. Prevent those things. Results like children. A disease. All those filthy, dirty diseases, and all of a sudden you get pregnant. And those spring babies are being conceived right now. In the colleges, spring break, just panties on the ground. They go back to their colleges, and all of a sudden, arm flows and come. Well, you should have a condom on, or birth control pills. When it fails, well, adoption is the option. Get up the table to have it, not get rid of it. Thank you. And also, some restaurateur got killed in a motorcycle by a drunk driver. Like blue plate it's called. He was murdered in cold blood on his motorcycle. Guy was drinking and driving, murdered him. Call some Mercer, pick up the phone, call me, call eye for an eye. Call BlindViews. That's the way he sees it. Call Karl with a K. Just call someone. I appreciate that. That's a public service announcement for myself and all the board members of Speculations. See, Guy Shea did a show to see Patrol here, allegedly on Spreaker. I don't know if he realizes that no longer live. I don't know where he went live at, but I saw that. Faker book. There's no one in the room. Me, I'm just screaming and creaming and screaming and hollering, yelling at you right now. After the fact. Oh yeah. Danger snow. Yeah. It's all under dark. Yeah. But how in the hell are you? I'm always wonderful. I'm delicious. I'm sexy. I'm gorgeous. I'm outrageous and I'm contagious. Especially when I can see and hear and walk and talk and feel pain. Summer's coming. I'll be getting the fag car back out again. The convertible PT Cruiser 2005. Put that back on the streets. The mean streets of Minneapolis. Put away the 2002. Getting ready for St. Martin. Can't wait to smoke some cigars. Who did I see? Karl with a case. Not smoking a cigar. What the hell do you think you're doing? Oh, I don't know. You know, ever since I've discovered the Hater program, Morning and Monty Python, New York Dan, stalking his legendary figure, Sarasota Timmy, the Minister of Propaganda, BlindViews, Karl the K, Morning, Monty Python, all the haters out there. Where'd that one guy go? Who was in Michigan, was so upset about remember the T-shirt thing he put back in he was so upset about that behavior. Remember that guy? He was so burning, what his name was? He was so worried about that behavior. He was upset and frightened, and it's like, I haven't heard much. I don't know what the other guy is doing. The other guy one time was in Michigan too as well, whatever the hell he's doing. But the main haters are out there, are front and center. Let's talk about Old Man Nation. One of the trolls was calling Marxist and stuff. You're a brown shirt. I guess if you want to call him Marxist, then you're the brown shirt. Because the hunch, Donald J. and his tariffs and his behavior going on, the mixed messages as it starts to crash. Until it starts, people are pissing and moaning right now because realizing the hunch is wants to crash the market, like it or not. Elon Musk's own brother now is calling him out. The marriage will be over soon. People start getting hurt by the Ackerman guy who's from Minnesota. I can't what the hell they call that, where you manage people's money, whatever the hell that thing is called, your investor, whatever the hell it is. Fiduciary, where the hell he is. He's from Minnesota. He's turning the hunch because he's losing money in the market. And same thing with Elon Musk. Losing money. You speak the language of money. The language of money. People understand that. When you give a good gratuity. I remember I was at a concert. Anytime I was seeing Sarasota again, she was standing next to me and said, "Get over here. Do you want to be front row? Let's go," because they brought you down there to that one out there in that Indian casino. I gave the guy $25. He put us at the front row to the left. Let's pretend we're boyfriend girlfriend. Come with me, because she didn't want to go, but I went and we sat down front. We gave the guy $25. He brought you down the front row. It was general mission, and that was kind of cool. But I tried, language of money. That's what you get. When you give a $20 bill to park car in Vegas, it goes up front, or $100, and they bring it up front for you. Especially since it's car. That's what you speak language of money. Members played well at Oak Ridge. Had good caddies when they speak the language of money. Nothing but the best. We give a good gratuity. I know about that at the airport. Seeing the schedule, pick somebody up. I know who they are. They're $20, $30, $40 gratuities. They get picked up first and go to the express. That's the way it works. But Old Man Nation, formerly known as what the hell was his name again? What was his name again? Grifter Anonymous, right? So I called him out on audio. It's got like 60 views. I appreciate it. You know, I like the likes and dislikes. I really appreciate all the behavior. If I got 4 dislikes on one I did. I appreciate that. It means they're coming and listening. They're pissed. That's bringing the people in. You know, that one guy made all kinds of comments down below. You're a faceless troll. Until I see a video of who you are, you're faceless. You're behind some screen, pissing and moaning, trying to protect good old BlindViews. That's the way you see it, the way he hears it, because he's blind, right? The awakening. So he dirty deleted a what do you want to call those things where you put stuff up there and the community thing. He dirty deleted that and called videos because he was butthurt by people making comments down below, and that one idiot, you know, the other people that make comments down below are just like claim they won't listen to him, but they're there listening to his young ass. That's all there is to it. They come to him and listen to him, okay? Because, you know, he did a wandering, pissing and moaning walk and talk on the moon, right out there in cesspool hot Arizona, which a D and desert gods like he can have the rest. Like I said, I have my mom's place out in Surprise. If I lived anywhere in Arizona, it'd be up north up there by the Grand Canyon. I don't know where Tater lived, but by wherever he has snow, whatever hell it is. But what's that one up there up north by Williamson up there? We stayed there for a whole week. We were close to Painted Desert. We were close to a couple places. We stayed a whole week there. It reminds me of Bloomington. It's green grass. You're not down there in the bowl, okay? Not a chance. Not an effing chance. My mom's place in Surprise, and she bitch was always hot. I go, Mom, you're in that goddamn desert, woman. That's the bottom line, okay? You're in the effing desert. I can't remember what that place is called up there. But, it's a little too fast. But, I can't remember the name of this town. It's called, but it's right up on the top of the hill there. Only way I'd live. There's no way I'm gonna live. I'm looking outside green grass sanitized forever. We just got done with the snow and green is starting to come around. I'm gonna fire the lawnmower, put the deck. I grilled out last night. Had burgers. We usually eat out on the grill at least. On the deck at least 4 nights a week, unless it's raining outside. I grill out like twice a week, steak, and I have burgers. We have corn on the cob, and whatever else. I like to change the seasons. I mean, I can't beat it as much in wintertime. I can go on the car show here next week. They sent me a free ticket in the mail. Tell me why, because they got to sign up for something. So I got a free ticket, too, for that matter. But I always go to the show for the Adventure Channel. And then we'll go to St. Martin. Also, we'll be up later. And right now, the vacation in Maryland's coming up on the Adventure Channel. Whatever they're getting. Some get more, some get less, whatever, you know. Had a lot of fun. And those are coming all the way to the 13th. So those have until Sunday, and then whatever else after that, you know. So, but so he was whining and pissing and moaning, right? About I guess he got some bad comments, and I called him out for dirty deleting. That's what they call it, dirty deleting. You delete something. Like I said, I'll go when I'm at work, like the boss is gone or something, and I have nothing to do. I just sit on the internet and I go back into my archives and delete audios and videos from 2-3 years ago. I didn't go anywhere. Maybe I did a bunch of shorts one day. Didn't even go anywhere. They had 10 or 12. Just no worries. But not just because I deleted half my stuff when I first came on. People making comments, you sound like a pedophile, whatever. They'd make something. I heard it. Thanks a lot. Just like the troll making comments on here with no, he or she behind the old lovely and talented computer, pissing, moaning, calling Old Man Nation a Marxist. I don't think he's a Marxist. I just think he's a liberal, a little too far left. I'm an independent, but people get deported. I get it. Like snatched up, but this is what he said he was going to do, so I'm not surprised. And then cutting jobs. This is what he's doing, man. He was going to, so I'm not surprised. But he doesn't know how to do it smartly. He's just got some guy who is an American citizen, doing this stuff for the guy, right? So he deleted 3 videos because he got his feelings hurt, right? He classic whatever, and he did this walk and talk. This whole me entering into this Sarasota Tim hater, it just blows me away. I'm just thinking about this as I was working. I left the house, right, to go work, but people get so emotionally involved with this guy, and then he was pissing him on that BlindViews, that's where he sees it, claiming he's listening to what's her name, Life and Vibe, which is a bull-faced lie. He's hall passing it off on her. Then he shows audience, then he shows stuff of Tim, right? So he's bold-faced lying that he's over not watching Sarasota Tim, right? He's not watching him, which is a bold-faced lie. He did one today. I listened to part of it. Sitting back in above the garage. Hall passing it off to Life and Vibe, and then I saw one about the other guy, which he's pissing him about him, which I knew would set him off asking for stuff, which doesn't surprise me. It never hurts to ask, right? So, but it's just kind of funny. He's walking around on the moon, right? The camera, I was like, I got real dizzy. I told Karl, if you go listen to it, don't watch it, because it will. I had to put it. I had to go to a different screen, listen to part of it. It was like a cry for help, and I walking around, a walk and talk. When I do my walk and talks, usually I show as I talk. I look in the camera, and I try to keep the camera, whatever. And I walk and I show people things. I did those, smoking cigars, walk and talk. What's his name does those all the time. Carpegger does them when he wants to whine and piss him on. Wonder Hussy will do those when she wants to piss him on about what's going on in her life. I know I think she's got a new vehicle, so we'll probably do that pretty soon. So the same thing with a walk and talk that Daily Woo did when he was pissing on about being banned from a Disney property, right? And that's got 100 and something, because he coincided with Epic, because he knew he would get people would come to it because of it, and that's a cry for help. And I typed in there, maybe tell them you'll delete the videos of your trespassing, they might let you back in, you'd be welcome home, but he won't do that. He won't negotiate, like with Hunch, right? Will not negotiate with these tariffs. But he did a walk and talk, and the coward of the county did, walked around, pissing and moaning about being bun-hurt and BlindViews. That's where he sees it, and he's the first one in the door to watch, and then, BlindViews will watch him, and he'll come listen to me, and whatever, piss and moan about him, whatever else, and, it is what it is, man. Hang on a second. What's raging the streets? Some of the stuff is kind of... Let me see something here now. Ambient. Let's go with let's go here. Kind of go back up to these. I'm gonna go with ambient in the dramatic dark, more of a slower one. Kind of goes a little too fast. But it's kind of funny to hear him piss and moan about as he walked along on the moon, a grown-ass man whining about worrying how he wants to be accepted because he's been kicked out of the nest, Old Man Nation, because he turned on the hater. He turned on the brown shirt. I had to explain to you what the brown shirt was. That's what these people are with the hunch. Donald J. became the SS. groomed them from the Hitler Youth on up to there. I was listening to what happened to the female guards. Some got off, some got executed. They all should have been executed. I don't care. One's good for everybody else. I mean, you go listen to some of that stuff of the playbook, what Hitler did. It's the same thing as the Hunch is doing. State-run media with Fox, run for everybody, don't care. Only allowing certain people in for, doesn't want certain questions asked, crashing the economy. What is it, Event 225, right? That's what he's trying to do, is exactly what he's following that playbook. Chaos, people protesting, that's what he's doing, like it or not, to crash the economy. But you just kind of feel sorry for this guy that he's, I mean, I guess it's his choice, but to be so overly, just like Hunch even said in an interview, he has no friends. A lot of people don't have friends. They don't have people they talk to. They don't go out like I do. I see people at work, talk to people on the phone. I mean, I had maybe 15, 20 phone calls today, 30, 35 emails. On my private phone, I had Rugburn call me for something later on. The wife called me. I had numerous emails at yahoo.com. You know, I mean, I was besides effing off, I did get phone calls. Well, can you do this on Thursday? Can you do this on Monday? When do you go on your vacation? You know, I mean, I talk to people. I go for walks with the dog. I leave the house. YouTube to me is just, I love doing podcasting. It's my favorite thing to do. I could do Alan Hernandez every single day. Alan the Gangster, Mr. Hernandez, or Bitch Bar Radio, right? YouTube to me has always been, when I bought my first flip camera, was just making videos, man. I don't get a lot on my Adventure channel, not anymore. I used to in the old days, before they went live streaming. Hell yeah, we got pushed out. Hey, I'll mention it many times, the Huss pissed him off, she needs more views. And that's why people collaborate with Tampa J and Carpetbagger and Dilly Woo. You know, they want, you know, they want to reach different. And she's the same way, but it doesn't appear they used to. And I feel sorry for people such as people need their validation on here. Old Man Nation, you know, on here that, you know, really don't have any friendships anywhere, and they're loners. I don't get it, man. They don't really have any friends, and they're all about YouTube is you know, making their friends and, you know, having this or that. I mean, I've spoken with Karl. I mean, I consider the guy a friend. I mean, we've had conversations, you know, but some people just, they're, you know, this is a great outlet for me because I always like to be creative. I was telling Karl when I took what do I call it, in school, acting, what do you want to call it, theater, whatever. My mom said it made you crazy, and I've always been a very creative person. You know, today I put that one, the minister of propaganda. I was listening to Hitler behavior, what's going on, you know, all that behavior, these guys, what they were promoted to, and all this stuff, and how the regime, what happened to all the wives at the end, all that stuff. It's very interesting to listen to that kind of stuff. History. I like history, and I see what's going on in the Hunch, but it's just a shame you see a guy because he got kicked out of it. I don't give a crap what people think about me. Go ahead. You think my videos suck? Fine. Audio suck? I get it. That's fine. I'm a point and shoot guy. Here you go. This is a point and shoot audio. I did a point and shoot my car, and I've done walk and talks. You know, it's just what I've done, plenty of them, and they're fun to walk along the woods. Pretend, I mean, he was the same one who thought I was actually there. He actually believed, and he put me up on the thing, my picture of my fear-mongering radio, that he thought I was actually in Sarasota, because one thing with the Old Man Nation, I think his name is Mark. You know, all he knows is YouTube. He doesn't really have anything else to do. I don't know if he does anything with his wife or not. I don't want to rip on the guy. But when you're living in a cesspool city and a state of Arizona, which, like I said, I have my mom's place because of an investment property. That's it. And my brother uses it for NASCAR, and someday I might sell it. I've had some offers. I'm not taking $50,000. It's gonna be more. I'm gonna let it sit and get higher and higher. But you know, I don't get it. Some people like that, they're so attached to YouTube, they don't do anything. They don't leave the house. Again, the old evil anus, those guys, they just live stream all night long, and people go from stream to stream to stream. You know, that's all they do. And you know, this stream is done right now. No one's live. This is after the fact. Whenever you listen to this thing, you can listen tomorrow, the 9th or 10th, whatever you listen. You can listen next year, whatever it pops in front of your face. You can listen to it. You know, and I get it, but some people, they've just, when YouTube started live streaming, and all of a sudden people that had nothing else to do would sit in their house and just wait for people to go live on YouTube. That's all they do, and they just get in their phone, look in the camera, and talk. I mean, you look at New York Dan. I mean, go on cruises by yourself, and now he's been stalking his hero down there in Florida, nonstop skullduggery. Just doing. I guess that's how the one today. I watched part of it. I called Karl. What the hell is this all about? Because pretending the Social Security had the New York Dan hat on, had this stupid crank mic in his hand, and I'm like trying to pretend he was trying to do a parody of his hero, who he's stalking down there, and trying to get the Social Security. I don't know. Does the guy not work for a living? Does he not? Is he living in a halfway house and he's escaped? I have no idea. But he's one strange young man. Anybody that goes on a Walmart cruise, I mean, hey, I talked about it when I talked about Chloe dying. We went to a no commission travel agency. We went for the dog and pony show, and it was $11,000 to join it. That was a downstroke, and $200 and something a year for like whatever it is. And I told the guys to listen. We got a free cruise out. We could go on a Carnival, we could whatever else, and free airfare. We can cash that in wherever we want and whatever. Okay, but that's me and her. But the guys I just see these Sarasota Tim people. They just get so overly emotional about this guy. They get so fired up about him, and they just can't get past this behavior. What do they call it? Bendover Park? What the hell? I don't know what the hell that park is, where Sarasota Tim is at. I guess he did some talked about it, where he did some preaching thing, because I saw the one from the brown shirt, the brown shirt, BlindViews. That's why he hears it, because he's blind. But now he says he's the word he used. He's not blind. Okay, you can see, you can wander outside and scare people. And I guess he was reading from the Bible. I guess my mother could quote the Bible, and I was telling that to Karl. Listen, when I'm walking, talking, I have it. I'm really good at memorizing stuff. I'm pretty good at doing that. I have numerous codes in my head, numerous passwords in my head. I still have the password and the number code to get into a few car washes. We put in a few that are all over the country. And we were in Maryland. I went to the car wash, and one of the ones we put that one in, I typed it in. It was in. I'm like, wow. I was surprised it was there. The one down the street from us that I've used many, many times. It's still in there. They didn't change it, but they have to look on it. He's sitting there reading off this New York Dan off a piece of paper, and I know Karl does the same thing, but. If I'm going to talk about something, like right now on the fly, I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at my computer. What songs are in front of me? We want really quick to see where the usual somebody been uploading something on Safari, like 49. So I got a whole bunch of my have been up on Safari. I mean, Jesus. So somebody uploaded a whole bunch of my stuff on another platform, Safari. Like 50 of them, so I appreciate that. So someone uploaded those. I appreciate very, very much. The United States is the usual behavior, just Virginia 10 times, and Minnesota, and all the usual behaviors in West Virginia, and so that's been usual. I mean, Minnesota is Minneapolis and North Dakota, and it's the usual. I appreciate everybody. Florida is Odessa, Orlando Lakes. So I appreciate everybody that usual IPs that come in. But see this sloppy Clive. But it just kind of makes me laugh that people have to read off a script. New York Dan does, and I know Karl does. And I mean, I guess if you're going to be watching Sarasota Tim, and what triggers you should be there. I used to talk about Papa Grizz all the time. I knew what to say on the car. I used to do, like when I was on the way home when I ripped on Old Man Nation. He was whining, crying, deleting, It's on the fly when I'm driving my car. I can accompany it. I'm not reading, looking. I've done NFL picks before in the car without you looking at a piece of paper because I know what teams are playing, what's going on. I can look at them, memorize them, and I've done dog and pony shows for Rugburn Zoom, and I can look right in the camera and look and point at them and understand without looking on paper because I know what I'm talking about. I've already read about it. It's like the guy who did the dog and pony show. He didn't look at any notes. Like a good car salesman. You know all the cars in the lot. You walk up and say, hey, you may not know everything, but you say, listen, I know this one, blah, blah, blah. I can double check, but this one is blah, blah, blah. But you pretty much know 90% of your stuff on the lot. Okay? But it's amazing to see these idiots. I'm sorry I call you idiot, but these haters have to look at a piece of paper to read about Sarasota Tim. I mean, I do my walk and talks. I'm smoking a cigar. You just whatever comes to my mind. I've got an idea what I want to do on my walk and talk, and I'm ready to go. And I point things out. I mean, I'll bring up whoever I'm going to bring up, but it was just to see him with the microphone in his hand, trying to act like a reporter or trying to do a parody. It's just like when him and that one guy who was in the restaurant doing a live stream. That was awful strange with New York Dan. That was a really strange video. Whoever the hell he was with, that was the most strangest video I've ever seen in my entire life. Is two grown-ass men at a Denny's doing a hate video on somebody. I'm like, oh my God, that was the strangest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I can be an idiot myself, but that just showed that there's two grown-ass men that were sitting in there, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with you people? This is pretty good. Get back up. I like this song. But I don't know. I just think this, the BlindViews. Remember, he doesn't listen to them, but he sure can talk about them. And then he uses life and vibe as in a hall pass an excuse of what's going on, right? Well, it's a bull-faced little lie, but I don't know what's going on near Dan. If he's just, I don't know. What's what's this? Thank you. He gave me a heart. Thank you so much. Well, eye for an eye. Appreciate it. Call the show. Appreciate him making a comment down below. I'm surprised he doesn't do some more podcasts. And he did that one he was pretty good at when he talked about things. They're not that tough to do on YouTube. Just you go fire up your phone where you go. They're not that tough. But the wild shorts are pretty good at those. But now New York Dan, it was just the strangest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The strangest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Sitting with a microphone, a crank mic, and he's sitting in some park. I guess he's been out there forever and a day, so I don't know. I just like, what the hell is going on? In Morning, because Morning did a video, and I lost the very beginning of it. She spoke about Sarasota Tim, and then she went in her makeup, which no one cares about. Listen, Morning, if you're going to do these videos, strictly do a hate thing on Timmy, and then all this whole thing. I don't need to hear about your makeup. I was in the makeup business, okay? I understand all the behavior. No one really cares, okay? All right, no one cares about makeup, and it's just... Yeah, I'm not saying you're ugly, but usually younger women will listen to people about makeup. Older women, they're not going to listen to you because they have their ways to do things. The makeup talk is between hey, girls are between 16 and 36 maybe. That's the age group of makeup when they start. If you're going to do it. We had a makeup at International Hair Goods. That was the demographic was the 16 to like 40 of women that really cared about makeup. The older women the majority of them already have their makeup or don't at all. So your demo is that younger ladies, like the younger men when it came to hair replacement, shave their head. Older men would get hair replacement. So no one cares about your makeup. No one cares. They come to hear you piss and moan about your future father of your children, just like with Life and Vibe. If she could have twins, Timmy and Tammy, she would do it. I don't know if she lives alone, Life and Vibe. I don't know. She probably does. So you have nothing better to do, when you're a loner like New York Dan. I think he's a loner. He has nothing better to do. Just nothing better, And then she's wanting to get money for a lawyer, and I guess I'm going to call Karl here, but I guess he hasn't done much. Not New York, but Sarasota Tim. And I've said before, if I was going to be doing a thing on Karl, let's say I'm pissed, Karl's playing my stuff back, and I'm so mad, I'm upset about it, I'm frightened, I give him a copyright strike, and I'm going to fight it, or he fights it, I should not know his address. Because if he's giving that out, her address, he should lose his channel, because if she can prove that, YouTube should take down his channel. I'm dead serious. If you're using something that's like that, that's in a document like that, and you're going out and allegedly doing that stuff, behavior, he's probably giving it to the white hat. But either way, if it went to him, and I told him if he got the email, but I think if you really wanted to serve him, I've done that before. You walk up and say, "Are you Karl? Blah blah blah. Are you Mike? Whatever else." Then you go, then you hand him the summons, whatever, or you want to have a registered thing like that. So if he got served on that copyright strike, whatever it may be, and he's a false copyright strike, whatever. Fair use, I get it. I told before, what's his name? Daily Woo. People use his stuff all the time. He doesn't care, because it keeps him relevant. Carpetbagger used to copyright strike people. He didn't realize how dumb he was. People are going to talk about you. They're going to rip on. That means they care about you. I used to get my audios used all the time by Deborah Daly all the time. She used to piss him on. I loved it. I act like I didn't like it, but I loved it. I go, "Don't do that. How dare you?" And same with this news guy. "Oh, how dare you, man?" I'm going to get all mad, but I didn't care. I loved it that he used my audios. He grew my channel. I'd act like, I go, "God, stop it." But that encouraged him to do it more. I was like, go ahead, keep using it. I didn't want to tell him that. Like Paul Pemko, who I told would die with his mouth open. He was a pill popper. Felix the cat came in and put his obituary in there because he made poor choices with drugs, right? And he died with his mouth open because I knew he would do that, and he died. He was my biggest haters. I used to piss him on. He played my stuff back all the time and whined about me. That's fine. I loved it. What's his name? Would whine and piss him on me all the time. Called me the P word, then he called in and apologized and did it again. Sven Johnson, he shall not be named, right? He pissed him on about me all the time. I loved it, man. He'd whine and call me all kinds of names. He pissed him on, and I appreciate it. It was a good troll war. I loved it, man. I would never dox that guy. Dave 25 did with his stalker friend who's still in jail. They doxed him, and I told him that. I said, it's BS that you doxed him, man. So what? That wasn't his real name. He had no business looking up and giving out his name. It was just no business. I said, if I was him, I would have paid for his plane ticket to go up and execute you both, because you put him in harm's danger. It's called clear and present danger. You touch a douche all the time. Watch what you wish for. But I don't know. This whole Sarasota Tim hate club, it just blows me away. It's just like with Old Man Nation, man. Whining in the desert, walking around, cameras all over the place, pissing and moaning about BlindViews, and just rambling on. He sounded like a petulant little child, a grown-ass man, a petulant little child. That's what he sounded like. Whining the whole time, 25 minutes, wandering around on the moon, pissing and moaning. Should I call Karl? One of the lead haters. Go. Let's call Karl. I spoke to him this morning for a little bit. We chatted. See if he's available. BlindViews. That's the way he sees it, the way he hears it. Well, thanks for calling into the show. How are you?
Hey, I got in. Woo!
He called it first time caller here. Karl with the K. You got first time caller.
Long time listener.
Yeah, you guys. Then you have to ask, how you doing? I go, how you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? How's it been? It's like Star Shock.
Yeah, you're like a long time listener, first time caller. then you go like this. Howard, is that you, Howard Stern? No, it's BlindViews.
BlindViews.
So I spent 45 minutes ripping on the haters, and people using, like I even said about you using, things that, what do you want to call it, a list, whatever you want to call it. And I see your little brother did 2 videos today. I didn't listen to the second one. I saw it was the e-beggar guy, but he did piss and moan about your uncle Timmy.
BlindViews.
BlindViews.
Little brother.
And yeah, he
did Timmy and he did Mikey.
Yeah, I saw the Mikey. I just saw that he did Mikey. I'm like, okay. So I listened.
Like, you don't need to buy a new camera. You just tell your listeners, hey, I need a new camera.
What have I told you?
Get good videos until I get one.
I did a video on my other adventure channel, and about 2 months ago, on the way home one day. The bottom line is it's become a begging website. It's all it is. It's no one can just do a live stream like I'm doing right now and just say, here's what I'm talking about. It's always give me. I work so hard on this video. It takes time. Yeah, I've lost about 2 pair of sunglasses in the last 3 years when I really went out and did a lot of things. I've smoked numerous cigars. Why are you doing a video not smoking that cigar? Why do you have it in your mouth? Why weren't you smoking that cigar? What's wrong with you?
I didn't want to light it just to put it out. I want to have it when I walk down the trail.
Okay. I was like, what the
but it was the perfect time to have it, so I took it out. But I've got it. I just didn't want to light it up and then have to put it out in like 3 minutes.
Well, I make sure mine lasts 10 minutes so I can smoke it while I'm walking. So
yeah. But it was the perfect prop for that video, so I had to get it out.
Rip it on the Cowpote.
And then I love the one with like Survivor. I put their torch out by putting my hand over the cigar. I love that one.
I love Survivor.
So that's my little homage to Survivor.
Mm-hmm. Do you watch Survivor?
My wife does. I used to.
I guarantee it. She was that African American guy on there right now. I had a chance to get rid of that black chick 3 times. He hasn't done it. She's a snake. Sari, her name is, whatever. He had 3 chances to get rid of that woman. He didn't do it. But anyways, when I watched your little brother, your Uncle BlindViews in Pennsylvania, he claimed he watched it on Life and Vibe. Do you believe that? Yes or no?
You and I both don't believe he's not watching.
Yeah, it's a hope.
We have no proof, but that's what we believe.
Right. Well, there's no way he's not.
I don't care. I watch because I think his shit's funny, and he's the client I hated the most as an attorney, the fucking lying bastard. And then if something went wrong, he'd try to throw me under the bus. I hated that type of person.
Oh, yeah. Well, bull-faced liars.
Yeah, so, that's why I like watching him go down the tubes, because every client I had like him was just a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And a pain in the ass and not worth the money that they pay.
Because what I heard from your uncle is that he did like a clip of your little brother, is that he was reading off a script, okay, the Bible. My mother could quote the Bible. Okay, if you're a Bible thumper, you can read that Bible. My mother could quote the scripture like I know my social security number. I know my license number on my license. I don't know if that's something you should know.
Jimmy doesn't read from the Bible. He reads from some devotional somebody gave him 2 years ago that's like dated 2023. He doesn't even have a 2026 devotional.
He doesn't, huh?
He is so cheap.
My next neighbor, they have Bible study, I think, every Thursday. And they're over there like 6 ladies, and they asked Sue Ellen, and she's like, I looked at the lady before she could answer. I go, listen, the woman hasn't picked up a Bible since we got married. Looked at me, I go, we only go to church if it's Fish Friday, if someone's married or buried, or Christmas Eve. So I said, she's got better things to do for 2 hours, and she kind of looked at us. I'm sorry, but I said she's not going for Bible study. We're watching Survivor.
Yeah. I don't get involved with other people. I mean, I know what I believe and what I don't.
I understand. I mean,
whatever anybody else wants to do, that's fine with me.
I could be at your house tomorrow. And I can come into your house and open a Bible, and God is in our presence. And we can read the Bible amongst each other. And you can go, hey, what's your favorite? Let's read this. And you might read something to me, and I go, what does that mean to you, cowboy? And I'll tell you what it means. And we can go back and forth in the Bible, and we can read it together, and God's in your parents. We were down in San Diego a couple times, and there's a pastor. Every Sunday, he brings a tent, and what does he do? He preaches to the people in San Diego, all the homeless people. You know, I would every time I went there, I gave him $20 because the guy was preaching the Word of God on the beach in a really cool tent. You know what I'm saying? It was a very simple, and there's a really nice church at Fort Snelling. Every Sunday at 11 o'clock, my nephew got married there, and it's like a non-denominational. It's free to get in there. You had to pay. They did their wedding there. It's a beautiful brick church off of 50, crossed out on 5. It's a beautiful brick church, and every Sunday, I think it's 11 or 10 o'clock, you could walk in there. Me and you could walk in there and sit down and learn the Word of God at a really cool, old-school church. You know what I'm saying? Not these big, you know, you probably have these big churches in where you live. You know what I'm saying? These big buildings, you know. I like the smaller churches. If I'm going to go to church, I like a small church like the one at Fort Snelling. You know? Yeah. But,
I go through some of these small towns in Illinois that are next to no people, and they've got old abandoned churches.
It's too bad. I'd love to buy a church and make it into a house. There was one in Little Falls on the main street was for sale, and then there was one in Darling, Minnesota, that it was the only thing left in the whole town, pretty much. Somebody burned it to the ground in 2017, burnt to the ground. I'd love to buy it. It was an old white church, and bought it and made it into a wedding hall, but somebody burned it to the ground. Some punks did. It was a cool little church. But,
in some of those communities, people have done that. The church isn't abandoned. Someone took it over and made it a residence.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty cool.
I'd make it into. There was a Methodist church in Glencoe, Minnesota, and it was a beautiful big church. Put a garage and make it into my own house. Make it called Church Records. Make it into a recording studio, class place to live. You know what I'm saying? Have a pod.
Yeah, they usually have quite a bit of land, like an acre or so.
Right.
So
what the hell?
They'll make it into a community garden, so everybody will come up to that church land and plant.
Well, there was a very good video I saw online the other day on MSN. I think it was Indiana. Some lady came back to a small town, and she bought the elementary school, made it into a house with a deck in the back. It was what they did is they made it this school, not too big of a school, but they bought it and made it into a house. So it was kind of like a they got everything and they made their big ass kitchen, and it was really cool how they put a deck in the backyard. So they put the school back on it was cool. I mean, they made the school into something that was very interesting. But there's a lot of abandoned church you could buy and make them into a house. They're built out of brick. You just got up and have at it. So, did you watch your half brother, Old Man Nation? Did you see his walk and talk by any chance?
No, I heard he was out walking on the moon.
Yeah, he was walking on the moon. I think I used your phrase. He's walking around and pissing, moaning about BlindViews.
When I said that, I meant more like quartzite. I mean, at least he's got some vegetation where he's at.
Right.
Quartzite is nothing but stone.
Right. Well, that's why everybody goes down there, because all these idiots that live in these things.
Any little bit of wood that ever existed there got torn down and burned years ago.
Well, just like the Wonder Hussies talked about that when she goes these old mining towns. There's no wood around because they all use them to build their buildings. There's no wood up in the anything they had, they made them into buildings. You know what I'm saying? Or they made them out of rock. Yeah. You know, that's what they did. So what you could do is ship wood down there and bring back rock. You know, for up here up in this Minnesota, we have enough wood here. I see it all the time. So no, I just.
Old Man Nathan, well, he kind of limited his friends because he was friends with all the MAGA people, and then he didn't want to be MAGA no more. or he didn't want to hide it anymore. So then he went liberal, so he lost them. And I don't know. Liberal people just don't seem to be friends with people.
No, they don't. Well, like I said before, before you called in, I talked to him. I don't think he has any friends. I don't think he is his outlet is the camera, and they've talked about that with the Daily Woo and even Wonder Hussy. These people don't have friends. I've told before.
Carolyn RV, I don't think she really has any friends.
No, she doesn't. I listened to who's obsessed with her. I listened to his thing about her bitching when she went to her protest thing. That he's pretty big on ripping on her, but she went to her protest thing in some small town in Nevada, and she took a picture of herself with a sign, so he ripped on her. But no, she's a man hater. Carolyn R.V., nice lady, but she's a man hater because, like he said, she got her car repaired someplace a while ago, and she was so mad she wanted the friendlies to go make bad reports on the auto shop. That's what she'll, see the car.
The man haters and the woman haters, they're people that can't compromise.
No, they won't. Absolutely, they won't.
That's what leaves them in that camp. I mean, you can't be in a relationship with the opposite sex without compromise. It's just not possible.
We talked about on the phone. That's exactly what that is. You got to be a beta cock once in a while. You got to be half and half, but some guys are like that. Just like the Muslims, man. You'll have my baby, but you make sure you cover up your face. You know what I'm saying? Same kind of thing, But I just listened to that walk and talk, and he dirty deleted and his heart was broken because people pissed and moaned about him and made some bad comments, and there was some guy that made comments down below on my thing, whatever adventure, whatever, bum the adventure, whatever. And I said, you don't have a voice because guess what? You don't have any videos. You don't have videos. Yes, I do. Okay. You want to make comments on myself? Fine. If you want to be negative towards somebody else, don't be a keyboard warrior, and piss them on when you don't have any audios and no videos to say who in the hell you are. You're out there. I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? These keyboard warriors that piss them on, So
yeah, if I get a hater or I get someone that says something really nasty, I look at their thing, and if they have no content, I just don't worry about it.
Right. I'll let certain things go as long as there's no doxing and there's not a lot of bad. He called him a Marxist or something. No, he's just an old man who got kicked out of the nest of BlindViews, and he did some parodies. And if you don't like it, then don't go listen to him. Don't.
Yeah, I think he's a union worker. I think he was union.
Who?
Grifter.
Okay.
I think he worked union jobs. Okay. So, that doesn't make you liberal, but it makes you Democrat or whatever.
It does, because they're the Labor Party, and the Republicans have always been. My dad was a Republican and a union man. And he could be for social spending and stuff, but I don't think he'll go liberal to where he goes woke and stuff. Right. So, but I just I was like, oh, come on, man! No, it's not just because someone made some nasty comments down below in your videos doesn't mean you delete them. You go to do a parody, that's going to happen. Just like with New York Dan and that parody did on your brother, on Sarasota Tim, with the microphone in his hand. That was just kind of like, again, can't just simply say what he has to say. Has to read off a script. I'm just, it's just.
I know. You and I disagree about that.
I know that. Have you ever seen me have a script before?
No.
Okay.
And I think that's cool. I commend you for that.
Do you know your license? Do you know your license number?
No.
You should. Do you know your Social Security number by heart?
Because I want to.
Okay.
Yes.
You should. You should know your license by. I know my wife's license plate. I know I have numerous codes for my uncle.
My wife's the same way. I could ask her what her driver's license number is, and she can tell me. She probably might even know mine.
It's good for her. She's a smart lady. Smart
But
lady.
I don't fill my head with that nonsense.
I don't need to look at any.
If I need to know it, I look at the card.
I'm just telling you, you're being bush league. That's my personal opinion. But anyways, I don't need to. I don't need to look at it. I just don't. I mean, I just weigh it.
Yeah. See, there again, that's the one thing we disagree about, but we could care less.
Yeah, you're no longer my friend anymore. You get the hell off my radio show.
Get the hell off my show, you asshole.
But so when he was doing this parody, so was this what his grandfather was doing with the same microphone? Was this what his grandfather was doing?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm calling New York Dan's. I'm calling New York Dan's Timmy, his grandfather. When he was doing this parody with the microphone in his hand, was that what Sarasota Tim was doing?
Yeah, he was giving Sarasota's speech, but he was tongue-in-cheek because he was pointing out the flaws in it, which Sarasota Tim wouldn't do.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, retired at 62, quit your job and dump your health insurance, and you got a good chance of staying healthy till 65 till you can get Medicare. Don't worry about getting sick in between.
I know. I heard him. I listened to part of it because I was waiting for somebody out in Maplewood. So then I called you later on, but. He used the runway behind you, in front of you, whatever else, And I was like, okay.
And he was doing it as a straight man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do the straight man. I do the pure comedy. But
right.
He was doing it as he's doing it straight, but with the comedy.
Right. I mean, I don't know if does he work for a living, New York Dan, or did he escape from a group home, or what's the deal? I mean.
I don't know. We got to get him on your show so you can ask him all this shit. Because I'd love to know the answers, just like you would.
He can go over to fear mongering, right?
Why you cruise alone? How do you go on vacation and you got a girlfriend and you live in New York, but yet you're running around Florida for like a month, doing next to nothing but just having a good time? Okay,
here I'm gonna give out this. Here is the Google number. Okay, here's the Google number. If New York Dan, you've gone this far, here's the Google number to call into my show. 612-643-0517. That's the Google number that people can call into my show, or call me during the daytime if you want. I really don't care. 612.
That's that free number you get from Google.
Yeah, I call you on my cell phone, but it's 612-643-0517. It's over on the Fear Mongering Radio. I've had people call me from Canada about an NFL show. They've called me in the middle of daytime to complain about my nickname for fun, and people call me numerous times. Hey man, I'm calling you, blah blah blah. That's fine. It's a Google number. Go ahead and call the show. But I'll have the guy on.
Dan and Old Man Nation, if you guys are listening, call in, get on the show. We got questions we want to know the answers to.
I don't know if Old Man Nation knows how to dial a phone number. I don't know if he does or not.
And you can tell it's what do you call it? It's not a show where you can get torn apart.
Right. You're going to ask questions. I want to know answers. I want to know if you're lonely, you're scared, you escaped from a group home. I want to know. I mean, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. I mean, do you need mental health like I've gotten many times? I mean, you probably have had to as well. I mean, do we need to send the police to find you in Florida and bring you back to New York, or?
And it's a format where you've got plenty of time to explain yourself and say what you think.
Exactly. You'll be on a worldwide podcast, and you can call in and be the goofball that you are. I mean, I need answers. I want to know.
Yeah. So hopefully they call in and we get some of these answers. Gay community going.
Yeah. I'd like to have Morning, but I don't think she would call in the show. Get her on, say, is it true you want to have his baby? I think she would. If she could if she could give an egg and sperm and have a boy and a girl, she'd name it Timmy and Tammy. If she would do it.
I'm thinking if Sarasota Tim ever goes back to Nevada.
Yeah.
We could all just vacation out there and have one big meetup. Because Allegiant Airline goes goes from everywhere to Las Vegas and back.
Correct.
So no matter where anybody's living, you could get on Allegiant and get your ass to Vegas.
Well, you know, Wonder Hussy, and I'm going to look real quick. She's having you guys a get together. We could all get together with her. It's 2 hours in Vegas and 2 hours from Reno. Hang on a second. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go over
we could probably charter like charter bus.
And then we can cruise over. So Wonder Hussy,
charter bus.
She's having a big party.
And the hater bus.
Yeah. And where is it now? It's April 26th. That is on a Saturday. Party time. Join me at the Route 66 at the world famous Baghdad Cafe. Food, music, raffle, meet and greet, and special guests and more. 465 National Trails Highway, Newberry Springs, California. So we can all go see the Huss. And we can meet her up and give her a big hug until we want to see her naked. And Timmy's a special guest. He can get up there and sing. When what's his name can come too as well. And what's his name? Tater can come. He can come and we can have because I know Wonder Hussy likes to sing, so they can have a time of their life. They can hang out. You know. They can hang out.
If Sarasota Tim comes, it'd be fun, but if he doesn't, who gives a shit?
Yeah, they can hang out with the Huss, and Tater can come and have fun. And so I'll use this her picture on my thing I'll put it up on the thumbnail for the party. So we can all come there, fly into Vegas together, and get a hater bus. Well, for that matter, guess what? We can get Tater to bring the bus down to Reno or Vegas, and we can all jump on the Tater bus. What do you think? We can stay at Green Valley Ranch. We can fly in on the 24th, hang out, and then 26th in the morning we can jump on Tater's bus, and BlindViews can come. We can all go together to meet Sarasota Tim and Wonder Hussy. And we can sing, what do you want to call that? Karaoke. So we could do. What do you think? That'd be great. We'd have the time.
Well, that's why I've been looking for Tim to go back out to Vegas, but he hasn't done it yet.
Right.
But I'm thinking that would be fun.
Yeah.
We could put something together.
I think New York Dan would probably be in tears. I think BlindViews would be enraged, and you would just be giggling the whole time, and I'd be just shaking my head. You know,
BlindViews can come if he wants.
Yeah, we'll have his caregiver put him on an airplane. We'll pick him up at the airport because he can't see, and we'll limo his young ass out.
He won't need to drive.
We'll limo him out to Green Valley Ranch, and he can play some blackjack. I'll be his counter for him. You have a hard 16, you know, I'll tell him. And then our buddy Tater will roll up in the blue pusher bus. We'll all pile on, and we'll cruise out to see Wonder Hussy. And all the haters, morning, can come too as well. And we can meet Wonder Hussy, and we will have the time of our lives. I think that would be fun. You know, what's his name is pretty close. But Mark is pretty close. He can cruise on over. He can go see Wonder Hussy, and he can see us all. It'd be kind of a loving hater relationship. You know, you'd see BlindViews and Tater kind of like have a talking about all their behaviors, apologizing for the behavior, and kind of meeting of the haters. I think it'd be fun. Are you working?
No, we're at Wingstop.
Where you at?
At Wingstop, we're going to have dinner.
Oh, okay, Wingspot, okay.
Yeah, having some wings with my oldest. No, my youngest. No. Yeah, with my youngest son.
Yeah, we'll go see the Huss. We'll go hang out at Baghdad, because Baghdad Cafe, she did she helped out raise money for the new roof. All her listeners, she did a GoFundMe for that. She helped out with the GoFundMe. So that's been in movies. The old Baghdad hotel restaurant has been in movies before. So they redid the roof. So it's going to be a big party for all the Husses and everybody else over there. So we will have the time of our lives.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if it comes up. But I don't know. I'm sure something will come up. We can go do stuff.
Absolutely. So, well, it's good.
Summer's coming up.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good to see your uncle's back in his house again, not scaring the people in the fine city that he lives in. Good to see him back in there again. But do you think New York Dan would call the show? Do you think he would?
I want him to. But I've been wrong about things.
I don't know if he would or not. I don't know if he's got the guts and the balls to the bat to call and explain himself why he dirty deleted because his feelings got hurt. I thought that was extremely disappointing that he did that. But
yeah, I thought it'd be super cool if Dan and Victor still calling into your show. And maybe we could get Mikey to call in. What he thinks about my uncle, tearing him up all the time. He probably loves it because he gets some free publicity.
Yeah, calling that pissed off the View. If he called in, your uncle would get pissed. If he called into the show.
The blue ribbon would be if you could get Tater to call in.
Oh God, that'd be epic. I sent him an email one time. I asked him to call the show. He never responded back. I sent him an email.
Everything comes with time.
But he would only. Only reason Tater would call in, I'd have to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Because I've asked people to come on before, a YouTuber, how much you going to pay me? I said, excuse me? You know?
Yes.
I've had people do that. Hey, people have asked me to call in. You're not upset? When let's work it out. And I've called into shows. I blog talk all the time. People would send me an email. Hey, can you call in? It'll be live tomorrow. You know? And I said, one time I was in Vegas. He said, call me. I'll be in Vegas. And he called me when I was at a machine. I talked sports. You know, with the guy while I was playing nickel slots. But some people are like that. How much you gonna pay me? Not a goddamn thing. Yeah. But I think Tater, if I was to get hold of the guy and he responded back, it'd be how much you gonna pay me. I ain't gonna pay you a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I've tried to get one. However long it's been since I started YouTube, I never anticipated it, coming to this point. Being like this. Yeah, it's fun to call into a show. It's fun to call into a podcast. I'm not saying this is a great world podcast, but we have a conversation. Music's in the background. And that we're just having a good old time. We're just two guys BSing about whatever we're talking about. Speaking of sports, what's the thought process in Chicago with my Blackhawks? Is there deep depression or what's going on?
It's just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, it's just we went to the hockey game on Sunday. We had fun. We went to the Wild game on Sunday. That was fun.
Yeah, you can't have a bad time at the Blackhawks game.
Yeah, the Blackhawks just suck. They're horrible.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I remember you can just enjoy the good years we've had.
Hey, I'm watching bikes go by. What's your thoughts on electrical bikes? I think that's cheating. What's your thoughts on electrical bikes?
Electric bike?
Electrical.
If you need them to get around, it's cool. If you just got a bike to exercise or go from the beach to your beach house, I don't think you really need it.
No, I like the old pedal bike.
I don't know if you have them up there in Minnesota, but down in our poorer parts of town, we have people with bicycles with electric engines.
Yeah, we have.
And they're really loud. They got like a lawnmower muffler, but it's still doesn't muffle enough to keep it not really loud.
We have a lot of electrical bikes. I just see it go by my house all the time. They're flying, and they'll run you over. Those electrical bikes.
Yeah, the gas one can go like 45 miles an hour.
And that's well. There was some guy who was about our age.
On a bicycle, you're really going to get hurt.
I biked on the Green Line a while ago, and some guy I think last year, a little older than me and you, maybe his late 60s. I guess a very smart guy, and he had rigged up a bike to have an electrical bike, his own work. He ended up crashing the thing and killed himself because he was going too fast, and he went down the ditch. The Green Line goes parallel on Lake Street, and he went into a ditch and he died because he was going too fast.
Yeah.
They fly. I mean, I like to pedal. I did some biking videos for my adventure channel coming up, and I biked all the way down. That was fun about the whole thing. I mean, I know I get if you need to get around, but the biking it's all about biking. It's about getting yourself out there and moving your feet, moving your leg. I'm sorry, the people are stealing those bikes. They're stealing these bikes in town here. The electrical ones are getting stolen and resold again. They're stealing bikes left and right.
I think Fader had some bikes stolen.
Who did?
Fader's.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised they did. Carolyn RV talked about, I think, what's her name? Liz Amazing, when she was dating some guy. She talked about that a while ago. I think way back in her thing, they had some electrical bikes in the back of their thing, and someone stole them twice. And she finally had something on. They found it, but when she goes, when you would come into that's why if I had a bike, I'd have it inside my camper, not in the back.
Oh.
That way no one can get at it when you're driving around. Let's say you stop at a truck stop.
Well, if you just get into a few places that are close, they have the scooters where you stand on them. Well, those go pretty fast too.
Right, but I'd have my bike inside my camper, so when I'm traveling, I pull off somewhere, I don't have to worry about someone stealing it. It's off the back because people are stealing those things. So.
Yep.
Anyway, Karl, I appreciate you calling the show. I will talk to you later.
All right.
I'll talk to Karl.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye. All right. I'm gonna call. Let's see this one.
All right. Well, I don't watch Tim, but I do watch Tim through other people, and I find out what's going on. All right. Well.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't watch Tim, but I through other people, and I find out. All right, well, I don't watch Tim, but I do watch Tim through other people, and I find out what's going on. Well, I don't watch Tim, but I do.
Yeah. Oh God, that's funny. Way to go. Oh my God, that was absolutely epic. That was funny. I'm sorry, that was funny. That was hilarious. He's looking around. The whole thing when he's doing that, he's bull-faced liar. He's not looking at the camera. That's funny. That was good. Good job. No sweet Melissa. I'm going to call Ted the Talking Head. I'm going to call Ted the Talking Head and we'll be out of here. Ted the Talking Head. Ted the Talking Head.
Hey, what's happening?
Ted, welcome to Fear Mongering. Thanks for calling the show. What's going on?
Nothing. What's happening?
Just talking a little Fear Mongering radio. I was talking to somebody about Sarasota Tim and the haters out there that one guy's name is Old Man Nation. I call it dirty deleting when you put a video up. People make comments on my videos and piss him on, and he felt slighted, so he deleted the videos because he was doing some parodies, on getting deported, whatever else, and people got all mad at him because he's a Democrat, and people got all mad. It's like, just if don't be a coward, okay? Die on your feet, what we always say, right? Don't live on your knees, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I had Karl on. He's a good shit. He's in Illinois. I've met him through the Hater Club of Sarasota Tim. So anyways, what's going on with you?
Nothing. Just what the hell am I doing? Just every day some other catastrophe. But it's all good.
Your health
it's
or
all
not?
Good.
Your health or what?
Well, yeah, just stuff, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm sorry about your Miss Chloe.
I know. We had to put her down on Sunday. It was just very, very sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
6.5 years, man. I was like, oh. But I just that's one of my questions when I meet God is why do they not live long enough? Yeah, I know. It's just it was a shame. We had to. She goes, "We're gonna go to the Wild game." I go, "Yes, we're gonna go to the Wild game." I think if she could speak, it's like the day my father got buried. I went to work at Perkins, and his sister was all mad. But then she goes, "Wait a minute, he would have done the same thing." I go, "Absolutely." My dad would be like, "Get your ass into work." I mean, it's just I'm not going to sit around and feel sorry. But we have to go to the game. She's in her heart. I mean, I have great memories of her on the trail, being a little biatch. And I said, was a great dog, and she'll be missed. I mean, she could be a little biatch sometimes toward me because she would get a little jealous if I was holding the other dog, and be biatch. But it is what it is, But it's too bad, man. I'm a big dog lover, and dogs have saved a lot of lives in the military. Especially in Vietnam, they would sniff out snipers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, they would. There's tough video. They would look and they would see the sniper. They would look for it. So the same thing, sniffing. In the military, sniffing out bombs and stuff, and whatever else. Do the same thing in you see that in the airports. The drug ones that sniffing out stuff. So dogs are. That's why Michael Vick killed dogs, lied about it, and made money.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Anyways,
special place in hell. Yeah,
right. So let's kind of switch gears here. So what's going on with the bull-faced liar? What's going on with these young ass?
I don't know, man. I think Pittsburgh, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The Giants got those Wilson and
food stealer.
And the food stealer. So so he ain't going there. Then I heard Minnesota, but that don't sound like that's going to happen. You'd have a better ear to the ground for that.
They should have. Again, I told this Sue Ellen when they had the run, should have had him a 3-year deal. The league guy next year, second year he holds a clipboard, and a third-year option. So if it doesn't work out with Mickey D, guess what? It's just they should have done. They should have. They should have never let him go. Because
I wanted him back because not only did we lose him, who threw 27 or 28 touchdowns, whatever the hell it was last year, we lost Adams on top of that. So now you're back to one wide receiver who'll get double coverage, and it makes no sense.
But these owners don't think. These GMs don't win. They listen to the media and they just don't do like Jimmy Johnson is. He looks at look at what they can do for them. They just don't. They don't build offenses around to make offense better for the quarterback. They try to shove the quarterback into a defense offense he can't run. That's why Tom Brady was so good. I repeat over and over again. Where that offensive coordinator was, he built that around Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a dink and dunk quarterback. He was what he was. He would go deep, but he was the kind of guy across the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what he did. That's what made him so good. He had Edelman. These guys had great hands. Wayne Gretzky was great because he passed the puck. Magic Johnson, why was he so good? He moved the ball around. That's what he did. But these people just don't get it. And just like the quarterback in the draft this year, this camcorder guy coming out of Miami, he's 6'2". We'll see what happens if he's going to be. I don't know. I've heard of the guy before. It's a very weak draft. I would not draft Deion Sanders' son because you're drafting.
No, I wouldn't.
Because you're drafting Deion along with it.
I like the defensive guy Carter.
Yep.
And the other guy. But I think you got with Milton. That guy's been all over the New York radio. Tiki Barber loves him.
Who's this?
The guy the Cowboys just got.
Who'd we
Milton.
get?
You traded with New England.
Was that today or was that
a couple of days ago?
Okay, Milton. Yes.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man.
Yep.
So that's the guy, and you got him for a 5th rounder.
Correct.
So that's a steal.
I see your Islanders were the ones that let that what's his name get the
goal. I saw that. Because our goalie has no guts, man. You know, or whatever.
We went to the Wild game on Sunday. So
who'd they play? The Blackhawks?
No, they played the Stars.
Oh, okay.
It was a good game. They won overtime. It was great.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Right, it was right in front of us, the goal. So for both of us to go with tickets, she bought them way back when without services. It was everything all involved for both of us to go with parking, and we had peanuts and we had virgin mark. What do you want to call it? You know, instead of the whiskey in there was $225 for both of us. So
wow. That's not bad though.
For peanuts and pop and whatever else. So it was $225, give or take, with parking. So.
And good seats.
Yeah, we like sitting upper deck where you're looking right down at the goal. I've been on the glass before. It's fun once or twice. But I like being up top. I want to see the benches. I want to see the defense away. I've been down the glass, just like I've been in the end zone for football. It's fun once in a while, but you end up looking at the screen as they go away from you.
Yeah, I don't like the glass. I'll be honest with you. It's too low.
I like being up second deck, and I like being in the middle where I can see everything going on.
Yeah.
I want to see the secondary get burned or whatever. I want to see everything. I don't want to just, because I've sat in end zone before. I worked for a company that had end zone tickets, and we would go once or twice. It was fun. They'd come right at you, but it just, you don't get the whole vibe as they go away from you. What are you looking at? You look at the screen, so why bother? Why are you there? So I've sat in zone before. Now I've sat upper deck. I love upper deck. You know,
I saw that like Ovechkin wanted his goalie stick, but if I was the Islander goalie, I'd have him sign the jersey and I'd keep it. So the one the Islander goalie was wearing, I'd get Ovechkin to sign it. You know, put $8.95 on it, all that shit.
Well, did he get the stick?
Yeah, he wanted the stick, and he gave it to him. You know, he gave it to him, no problem. But he said he's going to open a museum in Russia or something.
Yeah, well, he's already got a bunch of stuff there already. So
yeah. So he wanted that, and the Islander goalie gave it. He's from Russia, so he gave it to him.
Okay.
You know, but that would be my ask back. I'd be like, "That's great, sign this." You know, because you're going to be autograph signing the rest of your life at those pictures. So
correct.
Yeah, you got to be the Bill Buckner, so you can make money that way if hockey don't work out.
Exactly. So, what's your thoughts on the hunch?
I actually like it, but I don't like what's going on. But I'm long term, so it doesn't matter to me. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's long overdue, man. All this stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think it's time that you know, I still don't know why they showed something yesterday, $500 million to Brown University. Why are we giving Brown University $500 million?
Oh, I totally agree on that. I just don't like
that. That's my money.
I just don't like that it's crashing the stock market, but that's a lot of people.
Well, to me, it's always been paper until it's time to take it.
I totally agree with people, just like Elon Musk. He's wealthy, but he's wealthy on paper because of I talked about my last podcast. Yeah, he's a billionaire, but that's why a lot of people are pro. There's one guy, Ackerman. He's from Minnesota. I've CAD from at Oak Ridge. I can't remember what the hell what do you want to call it where you invest other people's money? What do they call those guys that invest other people's money? What do they call that? I can't remember. But he's been doing that for years. So speaking the language of money. So that's why Elon's getting a little nervous, because he on paper, he's wealthy, but his stock goes down, so does his wealth. People don't realize that. I mean, a lot of people, just like the guy from who's the guy from Nebraska, he's a very wealthy man, but a lot of it's in the stock market. It's just like you're at the blackjack table. Those chips mean nothing till you cash them in.
That's right.
Until you walk away and do it. And a lot of these guys, these billionaires, just are there because what they are worth in stock options. You know, and then until you cash it in, you know.
But it is amazing to me, like how bad we get ripped off.
Oh, I totally agree. There's got to be an even. I know, and I totally agree on that. But I just don't like the crash and stuff. I just, it's. But it will bounce. I just wish they could come to agreement on this behavior. And I don't like just firing people. It just kind of pisses me off, because it's just I get this whole thing he's doing, but there's easier way to do it than what he's done. I understand here, Ted. I totally understand. I don't like the hunch, but I get there is fat in everyone, but it's just
well, and you know why other countries can tariff us to death and we can't do it to them.
totally
Makes no
agree.
sense.
I
Like,
totally
it is true. When do you see a Hemi Charger driving in Germany? You never see it.
Correct.
But come down my street and there's Audis and BMWs and Mercedes all over the place.
Well, a long time ago, when back in the 80s, when the Japanese started sending cars over, they were destroying them. If they'd make better cars, then maybe they would be imported, but they don't, because we've never made good vehicles. We've never had good quality, and that's why the quality comes in, because I know both sides. I get what you're trying to say. Until we start making better cars with better quality from the get-go, then people would probably want them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she likes brand new car. That's fine. The Honda, she loves it. I have a Honda, and they're solid cars. But if we start making better cars in America instead of this, what do they call the transmissions? They last like about just enough for the warranty, and then they break. You can't have it. If me and you are building cars tomorrow, we're going to have a transmission company. We're going to call it bulletproof. Like the ones that go in the diesels, Allison transmissions are bulletproof. But if me and you are building transmissions, we're going to call them bulletproof. We're going to make them strong. So when they go into these vehicles, guess what? They're going to be they're made out of good steel, and they're going to last as transmissions, because they break down 50. These trucks at 50,000 miles. Because I think Chevy's going through that behavior, but we don't make any good thing anymore. That's a shame. You look at what the zip codes used to be made in, I think, Kentucky. Where are they now? They moved them down to Mexico. They used to be really good metal way back. I still have an old zip code that's metal. Now they made them plastic and cheap. Just don't anymore. That's why the Mercedes are built somewhat to last, and that's why. I mean, I like my Honda and her Honda, but I have my PT Cruiser. But they just don't. I mean, they've had shitty transmissions in Chryslers for years. For years.
But then, like, I had a guy on my block. He lived in he's from Germany. He was going back, and he had a beautiful car. So, you're going to take that back? He goes, I can't. It's way too much money to import that car into Germany with all the fees.
Really?
So he had to sell everything. He had an old 442, man.
Ooh,
beautiful,
wow.
Convertible.
Oh my God, that'd be tough.
Yeah, he didn't want to get rid of it, but it was so, how Germany taxes everything coming in. That's it. He said it doesn't pay. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's too bad. When you have a nice car like that. I know that my next door neighbor, he had the money when he moved over to what the hell is that country that everyone wants to go to? He went over to I can't remember.
Amsterdam?
No, he went over to that other country that Americans have been going to the last 10 years, and he had his BMW shipped over there. But he had the money to do it. But he goes, it was expensive, but he loved it. He goes, I just can't bear to let it stay here. And he shipped it over. I can't remember that country that everyone's been going to the last couple of years, but he shipped it over there, and he was a lawyer. He moved it was cheaper. He lived across. Just a great guy. So But no, I totally agree. I just wish we would have done a different way, and I don't like seeing people losing their jobs. I get there's fat. I just wish it would have been. I don't like a foreign national dictating my government about, because you look at Elon Musk, his brother's speaking out against the hunch right now. So. Because they're speaking the language of money, and like you just said, the paper's going down. That's the problem. The paper is going down with your stock and stuff. So it's a big thing. So
it's weird. It's weird how you could have wars and a guy who isn't even a president, and the street is okay with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you're already in. It's only, it's 3 days or 4 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
So how's your health these days?
I guess okay. Step back, but it's all right. It's good to be here.
Yeah,
I'm vertical a lot.
I always open my podcast. I said it's a beautiful day to be alive. I can feel pain. I can hear it. I can see. It sucks to feel pain, but you're alive when you feel pain. You're alive. The people that are paralyzed that can't feel pain. It's like, your pain was, it sucks, but you're alive.
I feel I have a obligation, being that how I was left, to push it as hard as I can because I can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though it's nothing close to what I did, but it's still more than I should have, so I have to do that.
Right.
You know, and then you know, you deal with the side effects of that after, but that's okay.
Look, I'm looking forward to going to St. Martin. I'm happy I can be able to go without in a wheelchair. You know, we're going to St. Martin here. You know,
yeah.
Looking forward to going there. So
yeah, nothing like the beaches, man.
Exactly.
Nothing like sand on my back. And the water feels so good on everything.
Not a big thing, but a big drink. But I love the Carib beer because it's very inexpensive. There's a guy on BlindViews on here who was bitching one day on his show about beer. It's like, listen, everyone likes different styles of beer. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's good beer. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever made. Some people like Keystone beer. People like Merlot. I mean, I like Miller Genuine Draft once in a while. Like, if I happen to be in your town tomorrow and we went to a bar, I'd say, hey, what's your local beer, sir? I'll have I'm the kind of guy, when I go to a local town and I am going to have a beer, what's the local brew? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like Carib beer is a really easy-going beer. Like, it's like a steak. I could get a steak. You could cook me a steak tomorrow on your grill. It'd be perfect. I could go to a very expensive steak at some steak place. Yours would be probably better because you're just making it. When we were in Puerto Rico, there's a guy at the pool. It felt like you're in his house. He cooked me a really beautiful steak. I've been to steakhouses. I think it was in Myrtle Beach, and it was a beautiful steak place. We spent $130 between both of us because it was an expensive steakhouse. Yeah. We buy steak. I put 57 sauce and ketchup. I put it in a bag for a whole day. I meat season, put it in the grill, and that's the way I cook it. And it's but it's warm.
Well, you can go to Texas Roadhouse and get something good too.
Yeah.
And it don't cost you half as much.
Exactly.
You know? So.
I mean, it depends what you want to drink. You know, it's all it is too.
Yeah. That's what it's good. I do like that. I'm looking forward to going.
Ted says so.
How's she doing?
She's doing fine. She was. Yeah. It was kind of tough, but I got Cocoa Banana here right now.
Yeah. Yes.
I know it wasn't easy, ma'am. But anyways, so
you got the draft coming up.
Yeah, draft. So, we'll be watching that in the Caribbean. I'll be sitting there having a cigar.
Oh, you got a trip coming?
Yeah, we got go with you, Mama. Going with her. So I'll watch the draft and there and hang out.
Oh, very nice. What island you hitting?
We're going to be at St. Martin, DV a little bit.
Oh, beautiful. Very nice.
Yeah, so we know
that. Enjoy your trip. That sounds awesome.
So when we go on the cruise, what we'll do, if you really want, we'll probably rent a four. I don't know what you happen, a four-wheeler if you want to drive around the lake, or we can drop you off at the airplane place. If you want, we can come back and get you if you want for the cruise. You know what I'm saying? We can drop you off.
Oh, yeah, we'll figure it out. So
we can drop you off. And
there's a beach with my name on it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Front Street is really kind of cool. Front Street's really cool.
Yeah.
But anyways, I hope all is well down there in the Carolinas.
Yeah. Everything will get, things get better. That's right. So
that's right.
It's all good. All good in
the hood. Let's hope your candy-ass Jets do something good in the draft. And
yeah, we'd like that. Stupid win cost them, 2 spots, but
I still want to go to a game in New Jersey someday. I want to go see the Jets.
Oh God, very angry, ugly crowds. Yeah, that's all I'll tell you.
All right, my friend. I appreciate you calling the show. You be good.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk on the way. Are you gonna be home tomorrow or not?
Tomorrow I'm getting my hair cut at 1:30. I'll be home later.
I'll call.
I'll be home around this time.
NFL podcast, and we'll have you on. We can spout about behaviors. Okay.
Yeah, give me a ring. All right. Give me a ring. Right. I'll be here.
All right, there he goes to the talking head.
Peace.
Appreciate him coming on the show. We always do appreciate him. Anyways, you guys, appreciate everybody coming on. Karl. Haters out there, share the show, whatever else, Taco Tuesday. But remember the military and the armed forces, all the branches, the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the Merchant, now it's got Coast Guard, the in-on uniform. We appreciate you guys very, very much. Your choices in life, right? So all we ask out there, you guys who run with in life, like a cop call a crackhead, would you shower in the shower at Penn State? I would not shower in the shower at Penn State. Nope, would not. Don't drink and drive. Cause to murder someone. And safe sex an issue. Thrill pill. Trench Perry patch. We've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. Oh my goodness. Blame it on you, Karl. Anyways, you guys, hope you enjoyed the long audio version on the video platform. All the haters out there, thank you, Karl with a K. Buddy out there, trolling right along. We'll all meet at the Wonder Hussy party. On behalf of myself and all the trolls, hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your week. Appreciate it very, very much for all you guys do. This book's for you, bitch. From the outskirts, poor side, here in the lovely great state of Minnesota. We wish you all the best in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be a coward. We are out.